my mic turned on. That's kind of important, I guess. Just let me double check all the audio stuff. Appears to be working. Yeah, hi guys. I'm back. We're gonna do another stream. I've been really this last week focused on a lot of the transitional work, as I was mentioning, changing up my workflow. We're moving to Linux. We're not there yet. This is still on Windows, but we do have, thanks to our wonderful, wonderful community member Decker, we have a short Odyssey now being built by CMake, which is going to make it a lot easier to do that. So thank you, Decker. But today, I thought we were gonna do a little bit of modeling, but yes, thank you, Decker. We're gonna do a little bit of modeling, but it's gonna be a little bit different than what you've seen before. So, one of the challenges, and I'm gonna show you my workflow for doing this, in making environments is trees, right? And plants really, because I'm not gonna be modeling a tree today. I'm gonna be modeling a different kind of plant. But anyway, so the problem is that in real life, plants have so many leaves that you can't really model them all. Like, even with like nanite and all this shit that they have now, like in Unreal Slop, like, you know, even with all that shit, you can't model every leaf on a tree. Especially at distance, because it doesn't LOD very well, right? So if we go up to the tree, like this, let me get my free camera here. If you look at this palm tree, while it looks like it's got individual fronds on the palm tree, if you go into here and you go into the material, if we can find the material. Not that material, this material. You can actually... Oh, wait, one moment. Just a little debug breakpoint there. You can actually see that the palm leaf, I don't know if you call it a leaf, but anyway, the big palm frond? Yeah, palm frond. It's a texture. It's a texture. And, will it get bigger? No, it won't get bigger. It's just an alpha cutout, right? That's why lollipop trees are the best, just an orb on a stick. Unfortunately, I don't think that really works with my art style. But anyway, so I'm gonna show you today how to make one of these alpha cutouts for whatever kind of plant. But today, we're gonna be doing a very large fern. A very large fern. If I can, yeah, can I open? Yes. Can I open Firefox? Yeah, okay, so this fern is called, and let's see if I lose viewers here again, because everybody apparently hates plant talk. Come on, where's Demon when you need him? He loves plants. Anyway, we're gonna be modeling this called Nephrolepis bicetera. So, basically, we're gonna be making one of these. And what I have found, the best resource to be able to do this is to get a very good view of one of the leaves and literally take the image and stick it on a texture. But where do we get, you know, images like this, especially ones that are, you know, licensed to use? Well, luckily, can we see this? There is this site called Openverse, and you can use it. It's like a search engine for free images, and you can specify exactly what license you want. And in this case, it turns out that, I believe, is this the Smithsonian? Yes, the Smithsonian Museum has a fantastic collection of extremely high resolution preserved preserved plants in a very convenient two-dimensional layout and has them open licensed. We can see the usage is CC0. That means we can do whatever the hell we want with it. It's a very large image, but we're going to download it now. And we're going to make this Nephrolopus bicetera. But before we get into the actual work on that, I'm going to open up my soda today, which is the another island soda. We're working through all the flavors of Grace Island soda. And today it is mandarin. Mandarin. My boisson is mandarin. It's sorry, I'm showing the French side. This is the English side. Basically, I don't know. I guess it's like orange flavor. I'm not sure. I've never had it. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. So, we're gonna download this image. Sure. No? I should call it Nephrolopus. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a PNG too. It's not even compressed. Like, they, Smithsonian really knows what they're doing. So yeah, shout out to the Smithsonian, for preserving all these plants for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna find where I'm gonna put this. Yeah. So source models. Where are we? Source models. And I'm gonna make a new folder. Nephrolopus bicetera. Cool. And then I'm gonna open this with GIMP, our favorite free image editor, which has been massively improved in GIMP 3. Oh wait, no, this is not a bicetera. Close enough. We're gonna go with it. Oh no, it is a bicetera. Okay, never mind. I guess it's like a subcategory. Interesting. But yeah, also wild that this specimen was captured in 1956, and you can still see some of the green on the leaves. I mean, they must have done something to it to keep it preserved like that. But anyway, we're in GIMP now. I'm gonna go ahead and hey, Firefly! We're doing some modeling of plants. We're modeling this fern. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna close a short Odyssey here, and then we're gonna get into. Whoopsies. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some other music, and then we are gonna just, you know, lock in and start working on this. Can I find my audio? Okay, desktop audio is on. Let me check my audio levels. No, it's not on. There we go. So, let's get to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just for ease of working with this, I'm gonna rotate this so that it's straight first, because it's gonna be easier to work with. And when you're rotating stuff, it's best to work at the high res, because it's gonna degrade your quality slightly. So that's roughly straight. Can I put a guide there just so I can... Yeah, that's close enough. So we're gonna rotate that. Then we're gonna cut this down a little bit so that we're just working with the part that we need. Just because it's a large image, GIMP GIMP might struggle a bit. Crop to selection, and then layer to image size. So, we're probably gonna manually have to go in here because, one moment. We're gonna have to manually go in and trim all these because the tools that exist, like the selection here, like it's a little bit tough to get a... Actually, okay, well maybe I lied. That was pretty good for right off the bat. We will have to clean it up a bit, I'm sure. Also because there's this tape that we need to fix. So I'm gonna... First, I'm gonna make sure there's an alpha channel. No, there is an alpha channel. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and feather my selection by a bit, just because that helps smooth things out. So delete that. And once again, this is overly large for what we need. Okay, so there's a couple holes, so we're gonna need to fill these in with some of our other tools here. But let me just get in here. Also, yeah, you can see here that this definitely needs to be cleaned up manually because it's... So I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm going to clean this part up. It's not going to take that long, but... Just so we can get the mask a little bit closer to what we want it to be. Okay, one moment. Okay, so that's a good start. Now let's get in here and clean these up. And we're gonna need to get in here as well. Can we? No. Just gonna go in here with this. Okay. This maybe we can get with the brush here. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're just getting some of the slop out because just cleaning up the mask. No. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. And when we scale this down a bit, it's also going to clean up a lot of things because it's going to hide some of the... Because this is 894 by 1694. I think I probably want it to be 1024 by 512 at the end. Also because power of 2 textures are superior for GPU utilization. Yeah. Threshold. Is that too much? No, that's... Yeah, it's a little bit too much. Let's just drop the threshold by a bit. There we go. And just get rid of some of this extra stuff there. Okay, I'm gonna clean that up with the lasso here. But yeah, once again, it doesn't need to be 100% perfect because once we scale it down, it's gonna clean up a lot of the random crap. Okay, so... Oh, we gotta get in here. It needs to be a little bit less, a little bit bigger. There we go. I think I'm just a tiny bit more. Yep, there we go. Uh-oh. And somebody's probably going to tell me at some point that there's like a better way of doing this. But you know, this is kind of nice, kind of relaxing zen activity to do is cleaning up masks. And yeah, we're going to need to fix this discontinuity because that's where the pin was in the picture. Let's get that out. Oh. Okay, so let's see if we can fix this part now. So the way I'm gonna try to use the clone brush. I'm gonna select here, and then we can kind of brush in like this. What? Yeah, okay, cool. That worked pretty well. Let's see how we can do. I'm gonna increase the size of the brush a little bit. Let's see if we can get this, probably too big. This here. So select this part. Yeah, that's working pretty well. Like, we're just using basically other parts of the image to fill in the missing pieces of the fern. And then when we zoom out, you probably won't really see it in the end anyway, right? Because it's like pretty small, right? It's like a little messy, but you won't really notice in context. And then let's clean up more of this mask here. I guess there's a hole in that leaf. Although botanists are probably going to tell me that this is technically not a leaf. Because, I don't know, ferns are weird. Increase the... No? There we go. That's what we want. Okay, that's too much. But we can get that. Okay, let's get all the big pieces in. No, actually that is... No? Is that too much? No, that's actually all extra. Cool. Okay. Can we get this guy? Yeah. Okay, so now we have, see, you have this little thing here. This is the little tie that they use to hold the thing to the paper. People are also probably going to mention that the color is wrong, but don't worry, we're going to fix that afterwards. So we're going to take this guy up here, and we're just going to bring that down. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Whoop. Yeah, let's see. That's better, yeah. See? And then once again, yeah, we zoom out, it looks more or less okay. Let's go ahead and fix these holes here. There we go. Yeah, you can barely notice, hopefully, that I did this. That didn't exist in the original image. Just clean it up a little bit. But this is also like, this might seem like it's taking a long time, but I actually think this is faster than it would be if I was modeling this like in Blender, right? At least I think so. Oh, whoopsies. There we go. Clean that up. Then let's just erase a little bit around there. Just gonna clean up some of this extra bit coming out here. Let's go back to our clone brush. We're gonna come here. But yeah, somebody might also come in and like watch this video afterwards and like be like, oh, you know, they have like AI tools in Photoshop that can do this in like 2 seconds. To which I say, fuck you. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Anything that like takes less than a day is quick. Yeah, I mean, I do think sometimes like I'm spending like a lot of time on things and then I realize that like, oh, actually a 2-hour stream to create an entire asset is actually not that long. Oh yeah, that turned out perfectly, yeah. So it's actually interesting. They have sort of 2 things coming in here at once. I think I'm gonna remove this whole bit actually because I probably just want 1 leaf. Like 1, and then I'm gonna actually paint in here as well. So let's increase the... I really wish there was a hotkey in GIMP to adjust the brush size. There probably is. I just don't know what it is. Oh yeah, and also we can get rid of this color chart. We don't need that. Oh, this is interesting. The transparency is... We accidentally... So actually we can fix this with, I believe if we do anti-erase. Yeah. That will bring the color back in here. That's perfect. We were a little bit overzealous with our mask before. There we go. Just clean that up. And like once again, I'm probably putting in way more detail here than is actually necessary because like in game it's gonna be like, you know, tiny, but it's gonna be fine. Like I like to put in the extra effort so that when they do in like 20 years when they do the HD I guess it wouldn't be HD, it would be like whatever quadrillion LEDs they have in the future re-release of A Short Odyssey, they can go back and use the high-res textures that are not actually going to be in the game. Because, yeah, once again, this is going to be downscaled in the game by a little bit. One moment. I'm just gonna see if I can find the hotkey for changing the brush size in GIMP. Oh. Let's see. No. Using the default. No, that's not working. Anyway, never mind. Let's just continue. Go back to my erase. Reduce the brush size and then just clean that up. Yeah. Okay, so that's... Can we get in here? Yeah. Change that a little bit smaller, even. Yeah. And can I get that with the... No, I can't. I think that fringe is gonna be fine. But anyway, let's go back to here. Wow, we really did annihilate a lot of this by accident, but that's fine. We can bring it back. Almost done bringing that back. Okay, just make sure I save this. Okay, so now... Oh, hi! Welcome to the stream. Oh, whoopsies. Increase the size here. Clean that up a bit. So we're making a fern for anyone just joining. So this guy is a little bit, so we're gonna do a trick, called grow selection. And there we go. It just all right, so I think we're good with, okay, actually there's a tiny little bit in here that I can get. Okay, we're good with getting rid of the background. Let me just get rid of these extra bits here, because we're gonna make this all one. And then I'm gonna take the lasso here. And yes, you noticed it is very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just clean that up. And I'm gonna use the clone brush again to get rid of these extra bits in the way. But this is gonna need to be lassoed. Just cut it out. Okay, so now I believe if we take the clone tool, we can clean this part up, get rid of that by okay. That's probably better. Yeah, that's good enough. And then I'm just gonna erase that. Cool. That looks like one leaf. So, like, what the ideal thing for me to do would be, like, literally parachute me down into, like, Trinidad and Tobago and, like, collect ferns and everything and, like, scan them. But, like, I don't have the budget for that, unfortunately. Or I mean, I might have the time. I don't have the budget. The Smithsonian does, though, and that's what they did, which is where I got the image. Although, once again, it would be nicer if it was fresh, but, like, that's really hard to get. Especially in this perfect perspective. Make that a little bit smaller so I get a crisper edge here. Okay, so we're getting to the end of this part, and then we can go into, whoopsies. Soon we'll be able to go into Blender, and then, so I'm gonna actually just erase this whole bit here. Just so that the clone brush doesn't get confused. Then we're gonna fill it in with the clone brush. See? Perfect. I'm gonna adjust my hardness there. Yeah. Go back to the clone brush. There we go. Okay, cool. And a little bit here. Cool. We can just clean up that edge. And then, all right, almost done. There's just a couple holes that need to be repaired. And then we can fix the color. And then we can do the rest of the three-dimensional part. Because it's just two-dimensional so far, but we will be making it 3D in a moment. Use that one, actually. Okay, cool. That works. Change the size a little bit. Get that guy out of here. Get that garbage out of here. All right. Actually, this is part of the same. I'm gonna say that this is actually gonna be part of this, because there's a little piece coming out here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the clone brush, take this, and just connect it like that. And then we can, yeah. And then we use a slightly larger clone brush, gonna to do that, and that's gonna be a little softer. Yeah, there we go. Looks more or less correct. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. And like, once again, it looks a little bit messy, but you're not gonna notice that unless you like put your eye right up against the fern, right? Especially because that's gonna be in the middle of the fern. There's gonna be a bunch of shit hiding that. That's gonna be fine. All right, so let's finish these holes here. Shouldn't be too hard. Easy. Easy. Oh, that's the wrong brush. I want to use that one. Okay, back to our clone brush. We're almost done here with the cleanup process. All right, and also, select grow by 1. I think I need to do the same thing here. Grow by 1. Okay, so there's just a couple more holes. Okay, so there's this one here. Cool. And this one here. That was fast. And then, I think that's it. Okay, so now I'm gonna resize this. Image canvas size. Actually, I'm gonna just do crop to selection here. We need to leave a little bit of space because of bitmaps, which I can explain later. Crop to selection. Okay, so save this. So ideally, I think we want a 2:1 sort of size. So we might stretch it out a bit, but it's gonna be fine. So image canvas size. We have 720 by 1694. What's 720 times 2? 1440. Okay, so it's a little bit. So when we resize this, we're gonna squash it a little bit, but it's okay if the ratio is not perfect because we can stretch it back out when we're modeling, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make this more green. So now I'm gonna get my color reference. Actually, I'm gonna just copy image. So, yeah, that's on a new layer. So, this image, I don't know what it is. I'm probably not legally cleared to use this image in the game, but I am gonna use it as a color reference, which I believe should be okay. So I want to get that color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my guy here. And I'm gonna colorize. Change my hue. Maybe there. Saturation. Definitely increase the saturation. A little bit more yellow. Yeah, a little bit lighter. Now, obviously, there's some highlights here, and that's going to be different, obviously, in the game. But that'll do for now. That's a pretty good color, I think. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do, another... I'm going to do, color balance now. Just because I want to, so in the shadows, I'm going to make there be a little bit more red. Because, see? So that I can get these little guys. Because on a real fern, they're kind of a little bit brown, right? Then in the mid-tones, I'm going to put more green and cyan. A little bit less, but see? And then in the highlights, I'm going to do more yellow. And a little bit more red as well. So, okay, so now, after that, I'm going to do my brightness contrast. So I'm going to decrease the overall brightness. Increase the contrast just a tiny bit. Like 2. Okay, cool. Click OK. So now we have our basic fern. See, that looks a lot better than the one we started. Like, we started with this dead leaf. If I can bring it back. Where's the Smithsonian? Shit. It's okay. I have it downloaded. See, we started with this. And we got this. So it's quite a lot better, I think. Yes. So now I'm gonna save this. And we're gonna start working in Blender. So I'm gonna crop this a little bit more. Oh, cancel. Just because we have this bottom, we have extra space at the bottom we don't need. So I'm gonna go ahead and crop to selection. Okay, cool. Now let's save that again. Okay, so now I'm gonna export this as Nephrolopus edited. And then we can get into Blender now. So this is where we're gonna make it 3-dimensional. So we're gonna start with our cube. We're gonna delete our default cube as many a Blender tutorial has told you to do, and we're gonna add a plane. We're gonna add a plane, and then I'm gonna go ahead and save this actually as no. Nephrolopus bicetera, and I'm gonna call this Nephrolopus. All right, save that. Okay, so now we're gonna go into shading, and we're gonna add a new material. Oh, wait, what's the material? We're gonna material. We're gonna add our, where's our texture? So we take our Nephrolopus edited, bring it in here. Take it in and put it in our base color. I'm actually going to edit this. I'm going to go into my fancy scaler add-on that I made, and I'm going to make the width 512 and the height 1024. We're going to use Lanchos resampling. And there we go. And I'm going to also... I'm going to save the image. Then I'm going to take this guy, and I'm gonna scale it to be 2 by 1, and so then that's our size. Now you might notice that it's black, but we are gonna fix this because you can go ahead and add a node, a math node. Once again, I do not understand how they categorize nodes in Blender. Why is math converter? What? I don't understand. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna do greater than. So if the alpha is greater than a half, we're gonna pass, otherwise not. And there we go. We have our cutout, our perfect fern. Now, let's save this. I'm just gonna. We're in edit mode, yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna move this so that it's just off center. I am going to add a cut in here because if you look at a fern, you can see that it's not straight. It like curves a bit, like it hangs, right? So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut again this way. Put that here. I'm gonna turn on, actually I could slide probably. Vertex slide over here. One more. Slide that here. Slide this guy here. And we want to like roughly match the size of our. Okay, we can actually merge these two. We can slide that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do auto merge and wait, no, I don't need that. Yes. Yeah, so this we can, the triangle's a little bit. So I'm gonna move this guy this way, just so we can hopefully keep our triangle from cutting that a little bit off. So I know that I usually talk a lot about topology, but in this case, we don't really care about topology. I mean, we care a little bit, but like, is that guy gonna... yeah, there we go. Just trying to stop that bit from being cut off, right? Yeah. Cool. Now this guy, the same thing. We're just trying to like sort of surround the image. So these are being cut off, but we can fix that just by adjusting. But we can see that also when we're doing this, the shape of the leaf like is now matching the flow, the edge flow a little bit better, right? So, cool. This guy we can move up this way. And there we go. There's our palm. And now we can start making it... I'm going to get my reference over here. Let me just put that into GIMP. Sorry, did I say GIMP? I meant Blender. Image... Okay, gotta go into object mode, apparently. Okay, there's my reference. See, it's rather big, which is what we want, because we want it to take up a lot of space on the screen, roughly. Alright, so. Take our guy here. Just moving back. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Moving back so he's not in the way, but... Alright, back into edit mode. Now, we want it to be a little bit peaked, like a fern is, so we have some shape to it. And we also want it to curve downward. So, can I do that? Can I, let me go into individual origins and then rotate. Is that gonna... No? No, that's not working. Anyway, never mind. I'm just gonna take each bit then and move it down. So that goes a little bit. Then we remove these selections. That goes a little bit down further. And then this guy even further. We're gonna move that in forward so that it pulls out a little bit. I'm just trying to make the shape of our fern a little bit more fern-like. Okay, so now I want to do this around the active element. Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna turn that off. Turn that off. Cool. So now we can start just duplicating this guy. Shift D. Rotate him. And there we go. We can start to have what looks like a little bit better of a plant. And we can also Shift D. Gonna go back to active element. Rotate that guy upward a bit, scale him downward. Also scale him this way a bit, because we can change the L. Rotate. Let's rotate him around here. Basically, I'm just gonna duplicate this guy a bunch and scale him, and then it's gonna make it look like an actual fern plant. And Shift T again. Rotate him around this way. I'm gonna scale this, because also scaling these a little bit makes them look a little bit different. And we can also take some of these guys and shift it around a little bit to make every leaf look a little bit different, right? Probably shift that guy downward. These two as well. So even though it's the same leaf a bunch of times, if we scale it and massage it a little bit, it looks maybe a little bit different, right? Move that guy upward. Let's get that guy really narrow and tall. And then I think I want these now to come down quite a bit. Pull these guys forward. I'm gonna go into normal. So yeah, hopefully that's looking good. We probably need, just to keep it like visually balanced, I think I'm gonna take this guy, gonna scale it this way, then I'm gonna pull it in a bit. Then I'm gonna duplicate this guy and push him that way, because we need something coming out here and something coming out here. Rotate him around there. Global. Yeah. Okay, scale that down a bit. Okay, and then one more coming out this way, and I think that should be our fern. Trying to just get the right selection, yeah. Shift D. Rotate this guy this way. And there we go. I think that's visually balanced now. I'm gonna make him... Moving along the normal. Yeah. A little bit longer that way. Okay, save this. And now we have a fern. There we go. If we go into object mode. There's a couple more things we can do. We can add a normal map to it. And unfortunately, because all we have here is we have this picture, this is not ideal, but we can open up materialize this program, which I've used a couple times. If it wants to open. Yeah, okay, so materialize. This is gonna take our 2D image, and then we can get a little bit more information out of it by... So I'm gonna take... We're gonna start with the diffuse map, and we're gonna open a... We're gonna find our file. Where the hell was it? Here. Wait, no, that didn't work. Do I have to go? Okay. Oh. Yes, okay, SDL game. Source models. Whoopsies. Ugh. Source models. Nephrolopus, where are you? And then we take the edited one here. Okay, that's fine, because these are all in the alpha masks, so we won't see them. So, now I'm gonna generate a height map from this, and then we're gonna use that to create a normal map. So, create. And then we can use these sliders here to adjust, because I think we want to basically cut off the low frequency stuff. We don't want any of that. We're only looking for the high frequency part. Yeah. And then we can adjust contrast in each band as well. We want that. Yeah, that's actually more like what we want. So I don't know if this makes any sense, but what we're doing is we're just sort of like figuring out what's going to show us the bits that we need so that when we generate the normal map, it's going to look correct. I don't know if that... But yeah, that's good, I think. And then we can generate a normal map now from that height map. And... once again, I want to remove most of the low frequency stuff here. And then take out, yeah. Probably there. Set as normal map, that'll be fine. And then we can also generate a smoothness map, which is the inverse of our roughness map. Because this program doesn't use roughness maps, it uses smoothness maps for whatever reason. All right, create the smoothness map. Yeah, so keep in mind, whatever looks dark here is going to be light in our roughness map, which means it's going to be... anything that's dark here is rough. And I think that's probably good. Let's set that as the smoothest map. Okay, so... cool, now, I want to export this all as PNGs. Save projects. Yeah, I think we can just save it in this folder. Call this Nephrolopus. Cool, now let's go back to Blender. Where's our... Yes, we have our extra files now. I'm actually gonna take the smoothness map and I'm just gonna go into GIMP and invert it real quick. Open with GIMP. Gonna do colors, invert. Okay, cool. Overwrite. Actually, we're gonna save it as rough. No. Export as roughness. Okay, cool. So now we can go back into our material editor and we can make this look a little bit nicer. So hopefully it will look nicer actually. So let's take the, let's start with the roughness. I'm gonna go ahead and scale this guy down to 512 by 1024. And I'm gonna save it as, we're gonna go into our, we're gonna make a new folder here. Nephrolopus by Cetera. Save that as just roughness.png. Actually, it should be in the linear color space, actually, in black and white. Okay, so now we can take this guy and plug it into our roughness. And yeah, I don't know if that really looks... Actually, it's gonna look more interesting once we have the normal map. So let's take our normal map. And this needs to be non-color. We need to do the same scaling. Scale it. And then we're gonna save as normal.png, RGB, maximum compression, non-color. Then we're gonna take a color RGB curves. Because this is a DirectX style normal map, we need to change the coloring on that. So we're gonna take the G and invert that. Then we're gonna take, once again, I don't understand the categorization. We're gonna take vector normal map, put the color in there, and we'll put that into the normal. And now we can see that adds a little bit more texture. Let's compare with versus without. So that's without. That's with. Just adds a little bit more shape. I actually feel like the roughness is too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the roughness map we had in GIMP. And I'm gonna do colors, brightness, contrast. Gonna reduce the brightness. So makes everything a little bit darker, I think. Okay. Export as Nephrolopus roughness. We gotta gotta open that again. 1 second. Roughness. Wait. Oh, I guess it's already 512 by 1024. And then we're gonna save that as Nephrolopus roughness. Okay, cool. So that made it a little bit less rough, hopefully. Anyway, I can tweak this afterwards, but we have our basic fern. So now that we have all our materials, I'm just taking a look at I'm probably gonna make it a little bit of a darker green eventually, but I think that's fine for now. Also, actually, I'm gonna double check. I should have checked this before. I need to check which way my normals are facing. Also, I need to shade that smooth. Face orientation. Okay, that's correct. That's fine. Oh, one more thing. I need to what I can do that after we bring it into the game, but like let's. Okay, now we got our guys here. Cool. We're gonna export it now. Let's make sure our image save as Nephrolopus etc. We're gonna call this albedo. Some people call this diffuse, but technically in this particular case, the more accurate phrasing is to call it albedo. But anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and export the fern as Nephrolopus etc. GLTF. Keep original, include selected objects. Yeah. Apply modifiers just in case. Cool. Nephrolopus.gltf, export as GLTF. Cool. Now, let's get the game going. I have to turn this music off. All right. So now here we are in the game. Let's take our... Let's go into the jungle. And we're gonna add some of these big Nephrolopi? Maybe that's the plural? Okay, so... Tree spawner jungle. Actually, first I'm gonna need to create a... Nephrolopus. Oh, that wouldn't be in there. That'd be in meshes. Nephrolopus. Create entity with mesh. And that's gonna take, yeah, just took a second to load in. But there we go. We have our... You know what? I think I want it to be a little bit bigger than that. So, first I'm gonna call this Nephrolopus bicetera. Save prefab. Then I'm gonna go back into Blender. I'm gonna scale it up a bit. Okay, first I'm gonna apply the scale. Okay, then I'm gonna increase it to 1.5. Then I'm gonna export again. Is this right? Yeah? Oh. I didn't click. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now I can go back in here. Go to my mesh. Reload. See, it's bigger. That's perfect. Now we have a big-ass fern. Save prefab. Now that I have it saved as a prefab, I can delete the fern. I can go into my tree spawner jungle. I can add a layer using this Nephrolopus bicetera. Add layer. Where is he being spawned? Oh. Yeah, just adjust the threshold until he starts spawning. And there we go. Might need to adjust the distance because they're spawning a little close to each other. So min distance, I'm gonna increase that until they're not on top of each other anymore. So I think that's gonna be 1.5. They're still a little bit on top of each other. 2. Now, okay, cool. Yeah, that's actually really good looking, I think. I think that adds a lot of density to the jungle because we didn't have a lot of like sort of little, really big things. Now you notice there's something a little bit weird here because this, see all these plants? They're moving in the wind, but this one isn't. So there's actually a really great, I added a way to make that happen. So we're gonna just save the game here real quick. And then I can go back into Blender here. I'm gonna need to steal the geometry nodes from another file that we made. So, why don't I go with, what's a good plant that I have? Anthurium? Okay, and then I'm going to take the geometry nodes from that. Okay. Also, I'm going to add geometry nodes. Then I'm going to add these ones. And okay, because we need to basically give it vertex colors so that because that's how I do my wind, is it needs to know attribute. So it's black right now, but we're going to fix that. So first of all, we're going to take this, and where's our UV map? It's just called UV map. So there we go. And then we're going to take our, we need to add a color attribute. We're going to do face corner color, add. And now, this is sort of the information that the game needs to draw. Although this is a little bit, we need to probably swap some things. So I think we need to swap the red and the blue channels. Actually, okay, so what do we have coming out here? I just want to look at the red for now. Okay, so that doesn't quite look right. So, okay, we have the absolute value, and that should be coming the Y channel. Maybe it's the multiplier. Oh, no. Okay, this should be coming out of the X. That's why. For this particular, because, okay, so now, I see. So, we're going to need to do an add. Math. Where are you? Also, the node setup for the friggin' thing doesn't, okay, I'm just gonna copy this one. The node setup for the geometry nodes doesn't match all the same things as the shader nodes, which annoys the shit out of me. But anyway, we're gonna actually subtract. So we take that, we're gonna subtract 0.5. There we go, so that's what we want. We want the black to be right in the middle. Then, the Y, we're gonna put it into here, I believe. And then, put it into the blue channel. No, not the Z, the Y. And we want the end of the... We want the very end of it to be dark. We want the very end to be blue. And we want the start to be, you know, black, which it is. So that's fine. So let's get the red back in there. And then the green is just islands, so that's fine. We want that. The green is like a random color per leaf. Okay, cool. So, I don't know if I explained that very well. I probably didn't, but we're going to keep going. So, save this. Now, we can export this again with our data mesh, and we need to deselect this and select this so that it exports the vertex colors correctly. Okay, export now. Now, we should be able to... where's Nephrolopus? Oh, it might not... I'm just gonna duplicate this guy. Gonna reload the mesh. Oh, it got bigger again. Why did it get bigger? Might have to deal with that later. But anyway, now I think we can just select animate foliage, and this guy is now moving. We probably need to make it potentially more intense. I don't know, it's probably fine for now, but so now I'm gonna save the prefab. Now we're gonna go back into the game. Apply scale. Did we apply scale? No. Go back into the game, and hopefully now everything's moving. So now we go into our jungle. And these guys are now all moving, but now they're too big. I think that's too big, yeah. I think I want to make it 0.8 scale? Okay, so scale. Resize 0.8. Apply. Export. GLTF. Export. Okay, save. Wait, why is my texture? Oh, something's busted. I didn't mean to do that. Why did that not scale the text? Oh! Okay. Wait, let's see. Oh, because when I apply... Anyway. Okay, so if I apply it... Okay. Okay, that's fine. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so now let's export GLTF again. Okay. Cool. That worked. I don't know what was... So now let's go into our Nephrolopus. Mesh reload. No? No, you didn't want to work? Okay, let's reload the game. File. Export. How big is this guy? This guy is 4 meters across. That doesn't seem right. I wanted him to be... that seems maybe okay. Anyway, let's see. Export GLTF. Yes. Okay. It's okay. We're getting there. So. Where's my... Okay. I think we need to adjust the spawning for these. But I think we're getting there. I think that size is fine now. So now I can take the spawner. Jungle and adjust the probably let's make that 30 degrees, and then we're gonna make the we're gonna adjust the fall off for this layer to probably be the same as this Cyathea is. So fall off rate 0.5. Fall off begin 0.162. 0.16 close enough. Okay, cool. So now I kind of want to adjust the clustering of these, because right now they're just kind of growing everywhere, which is probably maybe okay, but like increase the noise scale probably to 10. Yeah. Now they're a little bit more clustered. But I think this looks a lot nicer now. Our jungle looks a lot more dense, I think, with a little bit of coverage on the ground of these things. But I think the up and down motion is not intense enough. So we can save the game here. Now I can go into Blender. And the way we do that is go back into our geometry nodes. Oh yeah, there. And we want, I'm just gonna isolate, I wanna just look at the blue. So you see this 0.25, we're just gonna increase that. Yeah, 0.65 is good. So red, green, now save that again. Export. Frollipus, save. Make sure it's exported to the right place. Yes, Frollipus by Terra. Now, go back in here. Can I just reload my Frollipus? Like, does that affect everything, or just the one that I have selected? Quite a few of them, eh? Okay, let's look at this one. So if I reload this guy... Okay, it did affect them all. Okay, but now this guy's not moving at all. Oh. Okay, yeah, this guy's moving a lot more now, which is, I think, what we want. So I can save the prefab. Quick game. Let's go right back into it, and let's see what we got. Let's see if everything's saved properly. All right. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. Also, let me just show off something else that I did. I added more different kinds of kelp. Well, technically, these aren't kelp. I can't remember what these are called, but I added some more different plants here underwater. So now we have these tall ones and these short ones. I think it looks a little bit better. But anyway, okay, so let's go back to Luigi. And let's just play around a little bit. Let's go to our jungle. Let's start in the jungle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this... One thing that I'm noticing now is, like, I can just kind of walk through this and, like, it doesn't react. Yeah, we do love kelp. We do love kelp. Although, yeah, only one of those things is technically kelp. But yeah, I can walk through this and there's no reaction. So I might have to add some kind of, like, reactive plants so that when the player walks through something, it, like, shifts a little bit. But... You know, we can get to that later. That's going to require some, And actually, one interesting thing is, depending on how I do it, it might not actually really cost anything in terms of performance, because we already have a shader that kind of moves them around. So, like, I think if we just add, like, another, like, input to that basically is, like, how close you are to the player, that, like, with, like, you know, just a couple additions and multiplies, we can, like, get it to react to his movement. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a lot more jungly than before with all these ferns. These big ferns. It already has little ferns. Those are not ferns. Those are, Anthurium. Yes. Where are the ferns, actually? Okay, so these are the little ferns. They're darker green than these big ferns, which are lighter green. I think that's a good color, actually. Give it some color and variation in the different kinds of greens. But, yeah. Alright, so what are we gonna do? We're being chased by these skeletons. Let's get the hell out of here. Alright, they still chasing us? Nope. We outran them. Alright. where can we get a weapon around here? I guess we can get one if we kill the skeletons, but... Oh, I know where we can get a weapon. I did stash one from before. Alright, sorry, let me just adjust my posture. Here. I believe there's one hiding around here. Yeah. So, longtime players might be familiar with the Kriegsmesser, but this is the little brother of the Kriegsmesser, the Langemesser. So a Kriegsmesser is in German a war knife, and this is a long knife, basically, or a big knife, I guess. I don't know, Incentia, if you're still here, I think you can correct me on that. Alright, can we get these guys? So, I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I have I no longer feel bad about my combat system being jank, because that game, I hate the combat system in it. It's fucking terrible. Good game, though. Good game. But, yeah. Like, this combat system is way more intuitive than Kingdom Come Deliverance, at least. Alright, cool. Now we can take his halberd. Wait, where's his halberd? Oh, there it is. It flew a distance. Yes, let's get some money. Oh, wrong way. Piece of 8. We got a piece of 8. How much money we got? We got 8 reals. Oh, I guess that's why it's called a piece of 8. That makes sense. Wait, let me... What's the light lesser? We got our damage 110, speed 1.1 times, and reach 1.1 meters. Oh, I guess it is up there. Alright, so now we can come back and kill these guys in here. And we got Behemoth as well. Behemoth still needs work. Oh yeah, look at that sun through the trees. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that a beautiful shot? Oh, also now that we have the these guys in here, we probably need to rebake the GI for the jungle, which I'm not going to do on stream because my GI baking process takes 15 minutes to do the whole island roughly. I made it a little bit faster, but it's still slow. Yeah, static GI, it takes a long time. Oh shit, we got one of these guys in here too. Being double teamed there. Whoop. So actually, Incentia was mentioning at the beginning of the stream, anything that takes less than a day is quick, and we didn't even take. It took like an hour. I think that was pretty good. I think we made pretty good time on that one. Let's just double check super. Yeah, I I think I do want to tweak it a little because it looks a little bit flat at the edge there. So we can quit the game. Let's go back to Blender and let's just tweak. Let's just tweak some of the geometry to make it look a little bit nicer. So let's go back into modeling. Go to material mode. Yeah, so this particularly right here is what I'm having an issue with. Just pull up on normal a bit there to make it. And these guys down. Save that. And now, let's just go around in a circle and do that on all of them. Just to give it more three-dimensionality. Yeah, this one specifically. This one's actually inverted, I think, compared to what I would like. Because, like, yeah, once again, this is a 2D texture, but if we just sort of push it a bit, it becomes three-dimensional. Pull that guy out a little bit. Give it a little bit more volume. Maybe? Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is I think probably some of these I want them to be smaller at the base. So I think we can take that. Oh, let's do batting box center. There we go. Take. Just because it looks a little bit messy here at the base. So if we push these guys in, it sort of cleans it up a tiny bit. Okay, so now, let's go back. I think it's gonna look a little, okay, one more that I just want to adjust. I'm gonna take this guy and pull it out. Give it a little bit more volume again. Now, let's go back to object mode. Export. Save that. Okay, let's get back into the game. Where are we here? All right, I'm gonna add. Oh, we got double music here. Let me turn that off. I'm gonna add the whatchamacallit, the fern to a couple other places. So one place I think it would add a lot is over this way. So now I can take spawner. Mountainside. Wait, which one is the... Why do I have two that are east? Oh, whoopsies. Tree spawner. Did I not give this one a name? Maybe it's like enemy or something? If you don't give something a name, it comes up as entity. What? Is this it? No, that's a light. Tree spawner? Mountain tree spawner? No? Mountainside tree spawner. There we go. So now, let me take this guy, and we'll take our Nephrolopus again, and add a new layer of Nephrolopi. And adjust the threshold. It's too many. Oh, wait. increase the distance to 2. And increase the scale to 10. That's usually what we want for these guys. Change the angle. We don't want any of them on the side of the cliff. Here we go. Cool. And, I think adds a little bit more greenery to this cliffside. So save that. And hopefully these guys should be cheap to render, I think, so they can add some volume without, because like the trees are kind of expensive because like they have really big leaves. But these guys are going to be probably pretty cheap. We can find out later though. Yeah, I really would like to add some reactive thing. You gotta head out. Thanks for the stream. All the new plant variety looks amazing. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, Sarah. Alright, what are we gonna do? Hey, Grubby finally made it with 20 minutes left. You missed the entire fern modeling session. Yeah, we made these ferns using images. But what are we gonna do now? Let's do some. Let's get a weapon again. We're gonna do some fighting. Thank you. Yeah. Let me just get my weapon. Actually, no. Let's. Yeah, let's just get the weapon. Oh, yeah, there's Carmen there. Oh, where did I put the? Oh, it's up here. The Kriegsmesser. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this under the profiler. Probably not on stream because I'm interested to see what we. Actually, what? Yeah, we can do that on stream. This is. I think this is interesting because this is something that like I feel like people don't talk about enough when they're like game dev content on YouTube. Does not touch on this. They're like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Like, how many people have opened up NVIDIA Nsight on a game dev street? Let's open up Nsight. I am going to show you guys how to find out if your game is running well and how to make it run better. There are a couple things to start with. This is NVIDIA Nsight. This is Misenpad. I was profiling Sarah's game. But anyway, you start activity. ASO.exe, and we're gonna use there's two different sort of ways that you usually check performance. You barely know how to read Nsight profilings. So okay, so there's two main things. The first thing is the shader debugger. Sorry, no, the GPU trace. So GPU trace is useful. It's not gonna help us with the fern we just added today, but we could. Basically, GPU trace gives you a really good idea of like what parts of the game are like what passes are taking up a lot of time. But with debugger, you can get into the individual models and see which model takes a long time, right? So let's just do a trace real quick. Yeah, and keep Steam.exe. On NVIDIA rep told me it was okay. So we start the game, and I'm just gonna wait for everything to settle because it's gonna take yeah, frame debugger is really good. But so now if we do F11, oh wait 1 second, it's telling me performance counter's unavailable because I didn't run Nsight as administrator, which I need to do. Nsight run as administrator. Yes. So, start activity, launch GPU trace. So, keep Okay. And actually, it's good that we kept Steam open because this is the Steam version of ASO, so it would not work if Steam was not running. So we hit F11 to capture a frame. We should see a bunch of frame rate spikes there. He's capturing like 10 frames in a row to average out things. And then we can look at the graphs, and the graphs are very interesting. Okay, so now we can go into Insight here. We open our trace, and now, oh, frig, OBS is interfering with this. I didn't think about that. Okay, so, I mean, we can ignore the bits that say OBS64.exe, and let's just look at this, GL draw elements indirect. So, what pass is this? This is for the, I believe this is drawing the models, so like the trees and all that stuff. Yes. So basically, we are register limited the entire time because the shader is complex, and there's not much we can do about that. I already tried. But we have some also interesting things. We have SM instructions throughput. As you can see, the shader uses FP16 and FMA, which is like the 32-bit math. And I was able to speed up the shader a little bit by taking some of the 32-bit math and moving into 16-bit. So that helped us a little bit. And now we can also see like this bit here. This is our SSAO. This is all compute pass. It's not register limited. It is basically, I believe, yeah, it's basically limited by its texture rate, which almost everything in ASO is. And I mean, even if we look at this one, even if we look at the one that's register limited, we can see that the texture throughput is like nearly 100% the whole time. So even if we did reduce the number of registers, like we would still be limited by texture. So yeah, that's this is a bit here. You can see that our activity is kind of low. That's because this is the depth only pass for like the pre-pass and also the shadows. So there is no fragment shader really running except for the alpha tested geometry. So anyway, that's how GPU trace works. Unfortunately, we got a little bit screwed by OBS here, but I'm gonna terminate this, and then we're gonna launch again, and we're gonna do frame debugger because this is what I'm really interested in. I'm really interested in how much of the frame time is taken up doing ferns. So let's keep that. Let's go into test island. So now we can, let's go into a scene with a shit ton of ferns in it, like in the jungle here. So let's get a lot of ferns in the shot. Okay, let's do F11 to capture. And now we can go into our capture here in Insight. And, sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if I can show this well on stream. But you can see here, it looks a little dark, but if we click on these guys, we can see individual draw calls that correspond to objects in the scene. And since there's only one of these meshes, it is its own draw call. But if we look at some of the, let's sort by GPU milliseconds. So we're looking at the most expensive draws. So this guy, it is, oh, that's interesting. So you can see which ones it highlighted, and it's highlighted these the tree ferns, which are actually, they're also ferns, but they're not the ones we modeled today. So this is the most expensive draw call, and it's not just drawing these tree ferns, but it's also drawing these ones, which are two different models because we were using an indirect draw. We batched those two models together. What's second to that? I'm gonna guess it's the trees. Yeah, it's palm trees. It's different types of palm trees. They're all in this batched draw call. now, here, more palm trees. They're batching to different draw call, probably because they have different render flags on them that can't be combined. What do we got here? We got the Ceiba Pentandras. These guys are obviously going to take a huge amount of frame time, but not as much as the tree ferns, interestingly. But so now, where are the ferns? Okay, these are the trunks of the trees. Let's see. The ferns that we just added, are they even showing up? This is Shadow Pass trees. This is also Shadow Pass trees. Okay, here we go. Down. It takes to draw all of these ferns 0.13 milliseconds of GPU time. So that's sorry, you can't actually see that. Okay, here we go. 0.13 milliseconds is this draw call right here. And that's drawing all of these ferns. So I think that's fine. We can look at the geometry and we can see that this is the fern mesh that we're drawing. So yeah, there's probably room for improvement with the draw call, but I think if I was going to focus on performance, I would go and look at these ferns here, which are the ones at the top of the tree. If we get back into the game. Yeah, so it's apparently Ensight is telling us that it's these ferns that are taking way longer. For whatever reason, that's probably like our model is topology. I don't know, like we're using too many triangles or something, or like perhaps this texture is higher res than it needs to be. Whatever reason, that's what we got to do. We got to check out this guy. Or it could just be because these are bigger leaves. They're taking up more on screen. There's more overdraw, maybe. I don't know. But it seems that there are, I think, ways we can improve the frame time. Although, I can't show this to you on OBS, but if we turn off VSync, we can actually get a much higher frame rate than this. So we don't really care at this point about, like, our performance is pretty good. Not that we don't care. Like, obviously we care a lot about performance. I care a lot. But these particular ferns that we added do not seem to do that much. But I'm curious about these guys. Actually, can I go back into Ensight here? Yeah, I can go back into Ensight. So now let's go back. That's the wrong Ensight window. That was the GPU trace that we looked at before. But let's go back. Oh yeah, also terrain takes up a big, unsurprising amount of frame time, but that's mostly just because it's big. So let's look at the big guy here. Actually, no, that's not. This is the big guy. Wait, what are we looking at? Okay, so this actually seems like... I see. So when this is taking up this much of the screen, it definitely does take up more frame time. I mean, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, so once again, like, you can throw as many there's not a linear relationship between the number of polygons something has and how long it takes to draw. It's kind of like there's a lot of complexity, but basically you might also get confused by seeing something taking up a lot of frame time, and then you're like, oh, it's slow, it's taking up a lot of frame time, but actually it's taking up a lot of the screen. So if it takes up a lot of the screen, obviously it's going to take more time to draw because it's bigger. Yeah, I'm probably getting in a little of the weeds here with the performance analysis, but yeah, obviously things that take up a larger percentage of the screen are going to take longer to draw, even if they're relatively simplistic. So you might have something that's complicated but far away, and it take less time to draw than something that's simple but really big on screen. So it's like although, and then it can get really complex again, because at a certain distance you actually end up getting quad occupancy issues, and you then it takes a long time to draw again. So yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated, and you kind of just need to get into the weeds of it and mess with things, and then profile and see if it's. And that's why profiling is so important, because like you can't really intuit all of this. You need to check. You need to check to see if it's faster. None of this is intuitive. But anyway, I wanted to look at the tree ferns, wherever they are. Yeah, and actually, you see these guys, these little plants here, they actually don't take very long to draw at all. 0.04 milliseconds, even though there's a ton of them. And that's just because they're small. Small things don't take as long to draw. Unless they have a lot of polygons. Then you get overdraw and quad occupancy stuff, so it's complicated. I wanted to find specifically the tree ferns. Where are you? They really all the way down here? No. Why can't I find you? Maybe they don't take long at all. Anyway, let's get back to it. Yeah, it's important to profile, because you don't have a fast game. Like, performance doesn't exist unless you can see it in a profiler, basically, is my point. Don't optimize things that you don't know are slow, but also always check what's slow, because if you don't check what's slow, then everything is slow, right? I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's my philosophy, is like, you should be profiling all the time if you want your game to be fast, right? You should always be profiling, and I think too many people don't. And that's why we have a bunch of games that run like shit now. Alright, we got 3 minutes. What are we gonna do? Yeah, looking for me? Move on me? Chase me? Alright. Yeah. Oh, we can chase the bird here. Oh, shit! Why is everything attacking me now? Yeah, there's our bird. And the monkeys that do nothing. They just walk around for reasons, I guess. Alright. Now we can get out of here. Monkey. Oh, why are these guys stuck? Oh, God. They're not stuck. Oh, shit. Okay, we sort of snuck down that wall there. Let's get back out, climb in here. And then I think we should probably wrap it up, actually. But anyway, I stream here every Saturday at 2 p.m. We have one more stream this year of 2025. That should be on Saturday, the 27th, after Christmas, the day after Boxing Day. And then I think we can, yeah, my New Year's resolution is to switch to Linux. So the next stream the first stream of 2026, I will be streaming from Linux, from Arch Linux, which I've been setting up behind the scenes. And then, yeah, I want everybody to know that you should like and subscribe, especially if you haven't already. Well, yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget that there is a Discord link down below. You can join my Discord. You can suggest future topics for streams. You can play the game if you ask nicely. You can chat with me. We have a ton of fun. Many very fun people in the Discord have helped me a lot. For example, I mentioned Decker. We have a wonderful community. Sarah's in there too. And it's fantastic. You should join. Join down below. There's a link to the Discord. And finally, the most important thing, you must, and you, I mean, I don't know if you must, but I would really appreciate it if you wishlisted the game on Steam. That helps me out the most. Basically, it tells Steam that you're interested in the game, so they know to push it to more people, and that I can sell the game to more people, which would be great. And so that, yeah, so it helps the game a lot if you wishlist. So I would really appreciate that, and you can find out when the game comes out because they'll email you. But you guys are real ones, so you know when the game's coming out because you're in the Discord. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the 27th. Goodbye.